Good morning and welcome to my organic Macon, Georgia garden. I'm Lisa Ann Spencer. I'm out here enjoying an iced coffee this morning. It's too hot for hot coffee. It's 82 degrees, which is not so hot, but it's about 75% humidity this morning. I'm sitting here under my back porch with the ceiling fans on, so it's quite pleasant right now. But out there working is very hot. So this time of the year here, the gardening is super unpleasant, other than actually, just enjoying the fruits of the harvest. I try to go out early in the morning, pull a few weeds, spray maybe if I see pests and things that need to be attended to, or I wait until the sun goes back behind the trees and it's still really hot and it's hard, and the older you are, the harder it is, but we press on, right? So what I'm doing here this morning is working on my garden journal. So I thought that today, since I just did a video about a week ago and not too much has changed, I thought that I would talk about keeping a garden journal today. So first of all, let me mention that this is July 31st. It's the end of the month collaboration that I participate in with Victoria at her channel, Home Educating the Mad Lads. So I'll put that link first below in the description box, and then I will also include the list of the other channels that are participating in the monthly garden collaboration. So I hope that you'll check those out and see what's happening, in other places, Canada, the UK, and Georgia. So anyway, check those out. So keeping a garden journal is something that I have done since 1999. In fact, here's my journal, and the first entry in here is February 11th, 1999. I wrote that I received topsoil, I prepared a bed for spinach, we had a big thunderstorm, I continued to clean the garden area, and on it goes, just things like that. It's so fun to go back and look at these and, just read and remember what you did. But as far as practically speaking, it's so good to write down everything you plant, the days you plant them, the varieties, the pest problems that you had. So this is an excellent teaching tool for yourself. You think that you'll remember the things, but you won't, because the garden is so similar year to year, and you're like, well, was that last year or was that 2 years ago? So it's a good idea to keep a garden journal. So one of the things that I do is when I sit down to write, which I don't do it every day, but when I have a big garden work day, I sit down and I write the date, write down the temperature that day, the high and the low, from my weather app on my phone. I also look at the 9-day forecast and see what's the highest temperature predicted for the week and what's the lowest temperature predicted, and I write it and circle it. And then things that I've done in the garden recently, so like I recently sprayed BTK on my Brussels sprouts and my kale. I also sprayed my cucumbers with the BTK, hoping that if there's tiny little pickle worms on there, it may stop them early on. So I write those things down. That my peppers have begun to blush. They're not quite ripe yet, but they blushed, or the first pepper got ripe today, and just things like that. So one of the things that's helpful, so you see here it's just pencil. I always write in pencil so that I can erase my mistakes. But about once every 2 or 3 weeks I'll go through and I'll add coloring. So you see the yellow and the green. I even later go in and add stickers just because I'm a girl and I like to make things pretty. But anyhow, I have a system with my colored pencils. So anytime I sew or plant something, I underline or highlight in green. When it pertains to my flowers, I circle those with pink. Orange is when I harvest. Blue is when it rains or when I water. Red is when I fertilize. Purple is when I spray. Brown is when I harvest seeds. So you get the idea. So I have colors for whatever I'm doing. So when I'm fertilizing, for example, I can go, when was the last time I fertilized? And I don't have to read every entry. I just go look for the red highlight and I'm like, oh, it's been a month since I fertilized, so I need to do that again. It's just a system that works for me. I'm a little efficient and organized by nature, but this I highly recommend. So if you don't have a garden journal, get one. It will make you a better gardener, and that's what we all want to be, right? Okay, so as I was saying, since I just did a video update a week ago, and not much has happened in the garden since then. I mean, a few things, which I will show you. But what I'll do is I'll play some music, put some subtitles, just show you those few new things, and then come back and say farewell to you. So stay tuned. All right, so that's it. I hate to complain every time I end a video. I was out there 20 minutes and sweat is pouring in my eyes and dripping off the end of my nose. I guess it's good, right? The toxins are coming out. Speaking of toxins, I got poison ivy really badly, which I don't usually get that, but I had my watch on last week when I was working, and so it evidently was under there for quite a while. This actually looks lots better, even though it's so nasty. Anyway, so when you sweat, the toxins are coming out. That's a good thing, right? All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll check out the collaboration, and I'll end by showing you something new that we got. So see you next time.